Hello guys and welcome in the 11 episode. Today we will add the scores to our game. So let's get started. Open our project and go to the scripts folder. We need to add another script, so right click, create C# script, and I will name it scores. Okay, let's open the script. We will need a few variables here. So first of all, we will need a text to display our scores in our game. So let's create it. So public text score text. Okay, as you see, the text is not recognized. This is because we didn't include the Unity Engine UI. So let's fix it. So right at the top, using Unity Engine.ui. Okay, and now the text is fine. So the next thing we will need is a reference to our current game data. So private current game data. I will name it m_game data. We need the variable private int flag number. So this variable will be hold. I will put the m_. We'll hold how many flags we have in a game. We of course need to store the scores, so will be private int m_scores and private int m_. The wrong scores will be indicating how many mistakes we make. Okay, and then I will need another flag, which will be private bool initialized. So we'll want to set it to false here. Okay, I will just remove this line. Okay, then in our start method, first of all, we need to get the reference to our game data. So m_game data will be equal to game object dot find, and as I remember correctly, that was the game object was named game data object. Okay, dot get component, and you want to get the current game data as current game data. Okay, we want to initialize our scores, so m_scores, wrong scores as well, will be equal to 0, and the m_scores will be equal to 0. Okay, so just to initialize these variables, first of all, let's create the method to display the scores. So void display scores. Okay, so this is going to be a very simple method. So we just want to get the string display string will be equal to, and you can put whatever you like here. I just want to have like a scores space, and I want to add the m_scores plus flag number. Okay, so this is the format is going to be displayed in our text, in the text which we're going to pass from the editor. So now we need to apply this string to our text. So score text dot text will be equal to display string. Okay, So this is simple method. We need to add another method to actually add the scores. So public void add scores, add score. Okay, if our scores are less than the m_flag number, so if we didn't reach the end of the game, then we want to do m_scores plus equal 1. So we want to add 1 to the score, and we want to display scores. Okay, so we want to update the display text with the correct number straight away. Then if we actually guess wrong, so we want to take out the score sometimes, not all the times, but this is depend on the game mode. So I will add the method public void remove score, and I will check if the scores are more than 0, so we don't want to end up in the situation where we have a -1 in the scores. Then we will take the 1 from the scores, so m_scores minus equal 1. Okay, maybe I will remove the erases, and then we want to display scores, so we want to update the numbers straight away on the screen. And then I will need one more variable, one more function, public void add wrong score. So this function will manipulate this variable wrong scores. So if m_wrong scores are less than the flag numbers, we wanna do the m_scores plus equal 1. Okay, so we wanna add 1 to the wrong scores. Okay, so here our setter function. We wanna get a few getters function as well. So public int get current score. So we're just gonna return the m scores. Another will be public int get current wrong score, and we want to return m_wrong scores. Okay, and then public int get question number, and we will return m_flag number. Okay, so we want to know how many questions has been set. Right, so we have all of this function. Now let's go to the update method. So in the update method, if the game is not initialized yet, if the game settings dot instance dot get game mode will be equal to game settings dot instance dot game settings dot game mode dot short mode. Then we want to set our flag number to be equal to 13. So you remember, whenever you change the number of the flags in this short game mode, you need to update this number as well. So otherwise, if we in any other game mode, we want to do the m flag number will be equal to m underscore game data dot get flag number. Do we have that function here? No, we don't. So we need to actually create this get flag number function. So quickly go back to our current game data script, and in our current game data, right at the bottom, I will add another function. Will be public int get flag number. So this flag number will return the length of our country data set. So return game data dot instance dot country data set dot length. Okay, so we know how many countries do we have. Okay, let's save this script and now go back to the scores, and we will use this this function over here in our update method. So get flag number, and then of course we want to display scores, and we want to set this initialized flag to be equal to true. So we're not gonna do it every update, we're just gonna do it once. Okay, let's save everything. And now we need to actually use this add score function somewhere. So the best place to use is inside our flag script. So go to flag script, and then the first thing we need to actually get the reference to our scores. So right at the top, below the current game data, I will create another variable which will be private scores, and then it's going to be m underscore scores. Okay, and then we need to grab the reference for it. So in our start method, I will use the scores is equal to game object dot find. We want to find the main camera, so we're going to put this script in our main camera dot get component scores as scores. Okay, so we have our reference to our scores. Just remember, we need to put this scores script on our main camera in the game scene, otherwise this line will fail. And then on mouse down, if we guessed, then we want to add the score. So scores add score. Okay, and then if we make a mistake, we will put the m underscore scores add wrong score. Okay. Okay, I think that's it for now. Let's save everything and now go back to the Unity. So go to the game scene and open our main camera. So and then grab the script which we created and just drag and drop it right at the bottom. Okay, so we have our scores. Now we need to create this score text. So under our canvas, I will just right click and then UI text, and I will name this text scores. Okay, I will set the color of the text to be black. I will use the Arial font, but I think this text is a bit too small, so maybe make it bigger. So I will use this 20. Okay, and maybe I will make it bold. So I think it looks better. Okay, let's position it in the right position. So first thing, I just want to enable all of the hertz. Okay, the hertz are there. That's fine. Then the questions, all of the questions. Okay, so we enable all of the questions, and then I will position this score text right there, and maybe over here. Okay, something like that. Okay, now just disable these questions. Okay, and then on the score text, I just want to remove the text completely, so I don't want to have anything in. Right, and then we need to just apply this, just drag and drop the score text into our main camera and on the score script. So just grab the score text and then drag and drop it on the score text into our script. Okay, let's save everything. Save scene. Go back to the main menu and then press play. So let's try time trail. Right, so we have our scores. Okay, I think we may move it a bit to this side. Okay, whenever we guessed, we have more scores displayed straight away. Right, so we know how many flag we guessed. Okay, so over here we have our another two text. So we want to display how many correct answer we made and how many mistake we made as well. Okay, so let's quickly fix the game over panel. Go back to our scripts, and I will open the survival script, survival lives. So in the script we already have the reference to our game over panel, and we need to get the references for our correct guess text and the wrong guess text. So I will just duplicate this game over panel twice, and first will be the correct great text. Okay, and then this is gonna be correct guess text and the wrong guess text. Okay, so this text will be assigned in editor, but whenever we activate our game over panel, we wanna, just before that, we want to set our text. Okay, but in order to do it, we need to grab the reference to our scores. So I will need to create another variable, which will be private scores m_scores. Okay, and then we need to in the start method we need to actually grab the reference. So I just duplicate this this line where we're grabbing the reference for the current game data, and I will just replace it with the m_scores. We want to find the main camera, because this script will be attached to the main camera, and we want to grab it as a scores. Okay, and the scores. Right, so we want to grab the reference to our scores, and now we can actually get the score number from it. So when we activating our game over panel in the remove lives, I will set the correct guess text will be dot get component text dot text. Okay, so the text is not recognized. This is because we didn't include the Unity UI. So quickly go right at the top and then put using. Unity engine.ui. Okay, so once we put this line of code here, we can use the text variable, the text type. Okay, so let's finish this this implementation. Will be equal to m_scores dot get current score, and we need to convert it to string. Okay, right, so we want to do exactly the same for the wrong guest text. Okay, so I just duplicated the previous line, and instead of the getting current scores, we want to get current wrong scores. Okay, so we know how many mistakes we made. Okay, let's save this one, and then of course we need to do exactly the same thing for the other two game modes. So in our short game mode, right at the top, we still have the game over panel reference. So we just go back to the survival, and now we just copy these three variables which I just created. And in the short game mode, below the game over panel, I will just paste them in. Okay, we of course need to grab this reference for our scores. So in the start method, scores is equal to game object, and we want to find the main camera dot get component scores as scores. Okay, we have our scores now, and then when we activate this game over panel, okay, in the rotate method, we wanna copy the same two lines which we have here from our where we're setting the scores, the text. So I will just copy those two lines and paste them here. Okay, so once we rotate, once we finish the game, we want to assign these scores to the text components, but of course the text variable, the text type is not recognized, so we need to just right at the top put another using statement, unity engine.ui. Let's check if it's fine. Yes, everything seems to be fine. Okay, we need to do the same thing for one more game mode. So in our countdown timer, we have right at the top, we have this game over panel, and we already have the reference for the correct guest text and the wrong guest text, but we don't have a references for the scores. So I will just quickly add it. So it's going to be public scores m_scores. Okay, and then we want to, in the start method, we want to grab the reference, so game object dot find main camera dot get component scores as scores. Okay, so we grab this reference, and then now we just copy the same lines from the as previously where we setting the scores, and I'll paste it in the countdown timer script in the active game over GUI. Okay, so we will assign our text. Okay, let's save everything. I hope I didn't make any typo or any mistake. Let's just quickly verify it. So go back to the Unity, and now when we activate, now when we start the game, we're going, let's say, Europe, survival. So Liechtenstein, I think, is this one. So I have a 1 two correct answers, and then let's just make mistakes now to have this game over panel. We have this null reference exceptions. This is because we didn't initialize our text variables. So just stop the game and go to the game scene. So in our main camera, we have our game modes. So for the countdown timer, we have actually exposed our score variables, which shouldn't be here because we're just grabbing reference in the script. So let's quickly go to this script and fix this problem. So edit script, and in our countdown timer, right at the top, we have our scores variable, scores object as a public. So change this public to be private. Okay, because we're just grabbing the reference in our stat method. So we don't want to expose this one to be visible in the editor. Okay, let's save this script. Go back to the Unity again. And click again on the main camera. And just see, yes, we don't have this scores variable anymore. Okay. But in our short game mode, we have two text uninitialized. So we need to initialize this one. So under our canvas, we have a game over panel, we have a correct image, and we have a wrong image. Okay, under those images, we have the correct number. So just grab this correct number, which is the text, and apply it on the correct guest text in the survival lives, and then wrong number onto the wrong guest text. Make sure you apply this wrong number, which is the text, which have the text component, not this image. Because if you apply the image, this object, the wrong image, doesn't have the text component, so this won't work. So make sure you just apply this wrong number and the correct number object, okay? Let's go back to the main camera and do the same for our short game mode. For the short game mode, just the correct number and then wrong number, okay? So just scroll up and down and make sure all of the variables are initialized. Seems like everything is okay now. Okay, so let's save the scene and then switch back to the main menu. Press play. Okay, let's quickly survival game. So Armenia, I think, is this one. Okay, I have a 1, 2 correct answers. Right, Macedonia, just let's make mistakes. Okay, so we have 3 correct answers and 3 wrong answers. Okay, because we had 6 questions. So we know how many times we guess correctly and how many times we make mistake. Okay, so that's fine. Let's quickly test the other game modes. So it's gonna be Europe. I will choose the short game mode. Okay, the Cyprus, cool. Russia, okay, Hungary, I think it is. Okay, so I have 8 correct answers and 5 wrong answers. It's working fine. So we have just one more game mode to test, which is the time trail. So it's 30 seconds. Spain. Okay, so we have 10 correct answers and 1 wrong answer. Okay, so everything seems to be working fine. So I think that's it for this episode. In the next episode, we will start to look at all of the buttons, because a lot of buttons are missing in our games. And we will just test the game a little bit more. So thank you very much for watching, and see you again in the next episode.